Hello out there, daily fantasy sports fans. This is Jason Burchard. This is my new web show. I'm bringing you daily fantasy sports picks in 20 minutes or less. I'm going to try to cut the crap and get them to you and get it done. I apologize right now. I don't have editing software or something that shows video or screenshots of my computer right now, but coming soon. But for now, I'm giving you the picks. I tried a video yesterday and it was way too long. It was like 30 minutes, so I didn't post it because I can't edit it. But anyways, yesterday the picks I had, I didn't have a whole lot of luck there. But Jacob deGrom did okay at 13.33 points on FanDuel. Trevor May, who I suggested for possibly tournament, was terrible. So hopefully nobody did that. Posey was -1. Votto was alright at 525. Carpenter at 325. And in basketball, I was loving on Jabari Brown. And he played a lot of minutes, 42 minutes, but he was kind of average at about 30 points. So not too bad there at the price of 3,800. Anyway, so all right. So that was yesterday, where I think I finished a couple points out of the money on one. So the one I did yesterday. Anyways, today's picks. Let's get to those. Baseball. I'm gonna start off with. Oh, and by the way, on my picks, I'm basically gonna run through every position, unless there's a short slate or whatever. But pretty much every position, one beast and one bargain. So in baseball, every position but pitcher, the bargain is 3,300 or less. And in basketball, the bargains are 6,500 or less. So that goes for pretty much anything but pitchers. A little different. But anyways, on to the picks. Baseball with pitchers, the beast. About the only pitcher I would go with today, Matt Harvey with the Mets against the terrible Phillies. He's at 9,900. I think that's a steal against Philly. Not really any other great options out there. If you have to go with any other pitcher, the only one I would recommend is my bargain, Daniel Norris, at 6,600. And between week 1 and the spring, he's got 5 straight wins. He's a good strikes per 9 guy. So if anybody but Harvey, go with Daniel Norris. Catcher Brian McCann, my beast, at 3,400, which puts him right about bargain price. He's been one of the better catcher options, averaging 4.3 FanDuel points. And speaking of, any time I talk about points or whatever price, I'm talking about FanDuel. That's what I play. But yeah, we'll just go with that. So assume that if I don't say. So Brian McCann, pretty good price there. The Yankees at Baltimore. Bargain catcher AJ Pierzynski. If he's playing, I like going with him. He's pretty cheap, 2,500. Averages about 3 points when he plays, so watch for him. If not, I would go with Castro at 2,600. First base, Joey Votto. Didn't list his price here. Let's see if I can find it real quick. But he's been averaging about 6.3 fantasy points per game on FanDuel. So he's not been too bad. Let's see. Votto's price 4,300 on FanDuel. So he's the beast there. And the bargain, Billy Butler at 3,200. Going up against Peacock with around 5 ERA. Butler's been consistent, averaging almost 4 points a game, so I'm liking him. Second base, the beast, Jose Altuve. I'm liking a lot of the Houston hitters today against Oakland's Graveman, because Graveman has, in his last game, put up 7 runs in 3.1 innings, and so he's not been so good. And Altuve, I think, is heating up. He had a home run yesterday and 3 hits, so 3,900, I'd go with Altuve. The bargain at second, DJ LeMahieu. LeMahieu at 3,300, averaging almost 4 points against Tim, and then against Tim Hudson. So I'm liking him there. Shortstop Jose Reyes, and I'm liking a lot of the Toronto guys against Andreas, who hasn't had a whole lot of experience. So Reyes has been pretty hot lately, averaging about three fantasy points a game. He's at 3,800, so he's my beast. Jed Lowry be the bargain at 2,800 also against Graveman, who's not looking so good. Lowry's been averaging about 3.5 points a game, so look for him as your bargain at 2,800. Third base, the beast, Josh Donaldson, against that inexperienced Andreas, who, speaking of, Andreas, one of the cheapest pitchers I've ever seen on FanDuel at 3,000. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could try him in a tournament or something, but I don't recommend it. But if you want to take that risk, go right ahead. So Josh Donaldson, I'm thinking against Andreas and at home, I'd take a chance with him, even though he's not been too hot. But I'm liking him and a lot of Toronto guys. So Donaldson at 4,000, the beast. At third, David Freese, the bargain at third at 2,900. It's pretty hot, averaging about 4 points. He's in a hitter's park at Texas. And even though he's facing Nick Martinez, has looked okay, I would take the chance on Freeze there. Let's see, the beast, outfield, Adam Jones at 4,700, pretty expensive, but and even against Sabathia, I think you might take a chance with him. In 56 at bats against Sabathia, he's got 3 homers, 12 RBIs, and a 300 average. So at home against Sabathia, could be a good deal there. The bargain outfield, I'm looking at Colby Rasmus, another Toronto player there. Actually, he's on Houston now. But yeah, Houston and Toronto is the stacks I was looking at. Anyways, Rasmus against that Graveman guy, and Rasmus is also 3,000. So I would go with him there. As I said, the stacks, I usually just briefly mention. I'm basically Toronto guys against the inexperienced Andreas at home. I mean, I would like them. Houston at home against Graveman, and that Houston guys might be a cheaper option, especially compared to Toronto guys. So I would split it up between them, and then maybe look at San Diego at home against Arizona. I'm thinking that's the one that was one of the biggest lines I've seen, like minus 230 something. I don't have it in front of me right now, but for San Diego facing Arizona. All right, quickly on to basketball. Let's see, injuries or situation. Paul George coming back from his injury. He's been limited, so I think he's too much at 5,200. Too risky there. Today's a short slate in basketball. There's only 3 games: Toronto and Boston, Washington, Indy, and Clippers, Phoenix. So you got to look at the matchups there, which is a lot easier when there's only 3 games. Just like on FanDuel, you can just look at one game and go through your positions there. And basically, let's see what I got here. Oh, on this short slate, look at Amir Johnson. He's a game time decision at 4,700. I don't actually recommend going with him. I would, if he plays, I would actually go with, what you want to watch for is if he doesn't play, I would go with Hansbrough at 4,000. So I think Amir would be too if he does play. On to the picks though. The beast at point guard, Chris Paul, pretty expensive at 10,009 on FanDuel, but on a short slate, and he's averaging almost 42 points. I'd go with Chris Paul. A good bargain at point guard, Kyle Lowry at 7,700. That's 1,200 over my bargain budget usually, but he's well worth it now. He's getting back in the groove and healthy, so I would still claim him as a bargain today. Shooting guard beast Eric Bledsoe. He's a little cheaper than DeRozan, which DeRozan's pretty obvious beast also, but Bledsoe's a cheaper option, and they're getting about the same value. He's had back-to-back 30-point games. Not a whole lot of options today, so he's the beast. The bargain, short. Shooting guard, Brad Beal, 6,400, and he's been looking like an easy 30 points, so I think that's a good deal there. Small forward beast, CJ Miles at a great bargain price at 5,100. He's a cheap guy. For the last 2 games, he's had 48.5 and 31 points on an uptick in minutes because of his production lately. So bargain price there. So kind of the double bargain here at small forward. Not too many options anyways. Jay Crowder at 4,900, averaging about 20 fantasy points lately. So yeah, I mean you look there. He's had 30 points in the last 2 of his last 3, but really compared to CJ Miles, who's only 200 more, and he's had almost 30 and 50 points in the last 2 games. So I would go with CJ Miles pretty much no matter what. Power forward, the beast, Blake Griffin at 9,500. Probably go with him, at least Blake or Chris Paul. I'm not sure I would go with both, but I would go with Paul over Griffin. But if you want Griffin, he's at 9,500. Been averaging about 40 points, fantasy points. David West to be the bargain. FanDuel 5,600, an easy 20 to 30 points. And pretty much today on the basketball slate, you don't really have any stacks because all the teams but one are in the playoff race here. So I think everybody's going to get a fair share of minutes. I think, was it Phoenix? That's pretty much the only one not in the playoff race there. Yeah. So yeah. On to center, I would definitely go with Marcin Gortat at 7,400 on FanDuel. I've been averaging about 35 points, fantasy points. When I say just points like that, I'm talking fantasy points, unless I specifically say, points and rebounds, assists, that kind of thing. So yeah, Gortat averaging about 35, and pretty good deal at 7,400. Not too many other options. Maybe Cody Zeller at 4,600. He's been averaging about 30 fantasy points, so really a good deal there compared to Gortat. But if you got to stretch out a few more points, you got to do what you got to do. And spend that money that's going to be hard to spend on a short slate. All right, that's pretty much the picks for today. I kept it short and sweet. Not too bad for not having any editing software right now. But please have fun and good luck to you. Like my video, subscribe. I'm going to try to bring you picks every day. Keep it short and sweet. Get that software and keep it edited. Get some screenshots, graphics, and everything up for you. So subscribe and like and comment. I'm going to have a Twitter and Facebook dedicated to this soon. But if you got any questions, comment on this video or find me on Facebook, Jason Burchard. That's Burchard in Paoli, Indiana. It's Paoli, Indiana. So I look forward to hearing from y'all, and hope you like and subscribe and watch more videos that will be coming soon. All right, thanks and bye.